Hi everybody, Laura here from My Favorite Things. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a festive little birthday shaker card to share with you featuring some of the latest February release products with My Favorite Things. I'm going to start with this balloon cover-up Die-namics die set. I love a cover die. You know, you can cover a card in lickety-split. And this one, I'm going to turn it into a full card shaker because anytime I see a full card die with a window opening, I immediately shake it up. And then I took some of those singular balloons and I die cut some solid color cardstock, which I'm going to adhere to this scrap paper here. I put a little tape runner on it to hold down the balloons. The reason I want to hold them down is because they're tiny and I want to add a little ink blending. I don't want my hands and my fingers to get in the way. So I'm using distress ink and light colors. So it doesn't matter what cardstock you use or what inks you use. Just find colors that kind of line up. It's actually nice if your ink is slightly darker than the cardstock, and then it gives you that vibrant excitement. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm using the blender brushes. I've got so many different blender brushes now. It's become a bit of an addiction, just like everything else, It just moves from one thing to the other. Okay, so I'm going along, and you know me with Rainbow Order. Of course, you could customize the balloon colors, whatever tickles your fancy. And I'm just blending away, adding a little bit darker color down on the bottom left. Now I'm adding glossy accents to the back of this balloon cover-up die cut to add acetate. You know how I like to have little phrases. Most of the time it just comes off the cuff. I can't stop it. Like have a leaf, make a wreath, stamp it twice to make it nice. I was trying to think of one here. I couldn't come up with something that rhymed. So I just said, if you have a window, shake it up. Anytime you have a die cut that has a window, slap some acetate on the back of that puppy and turn it into a shaker card. Because I don't know about you. You ever notice when you give somebody a shaker card? It's like extra special. It makes them smile. I don't know, something about interactive cards, especially. Well, I should say all ages, but especially like I know with Emma and like that a 10-year-old. I mean, you want to tickle a 10-year-old's fancy, you give them a shaker card, forget about it. Okay, now for the card base, I'm doing some cream because I love a neutral on a neutral contrast. So you've got the cream card base. My balloon die cut is white. Then you've got the pop of the color from the balloons. I'm going to start getting this all lined up in my MISTI so that I can stamp my sentiment. So here we have our balloon window, our cream card base. Now for the sentiment, I'm using this Happiest Birthday stamp. It's a large scripty sentiment, getting that centered where I want it to go. It's stuck to the acetate, no biggie, peel it off. Fun story about balloons. I've always had an obsession with balloons. I love them. Like a balloon bouquet to me is like a party waiting to happen. It's just so much. I think it's the color, And I always like to do a lot of balloons for the kids' birthdays. Like a lot. Like I like to do 5, tie them together in a big cluster, and then at least 5 clusters. So that's 25. If I can string them, I used to like when the kids were little, I'd sneak into their room and I'd somehow tie string and wrangle a bouquet balloon above their, like on their light of their room. So then they wake up in the morning and it's like a party waiting to happen. And I probably set the standards a little too high because as they got older, they start going to bed later and I'm having trouble sneaking in there trying to do anything that's a surprise. And now, it's just all kind of fizzled. So I'm filling the shaker with some just kind of clear iridescent sequins. I don't want anything too distracting, but I want a little, a little glitter, little glitz, little iridescent. So popping on that shaker window, and you could stop right here. I mean, I think this is festive as all get out. But you ever look at a card and you think, you know what, it just needs something, but I don't know what it needs. I do that every once in a while, and most of the time what I end up doing is putting some twine on the side. Now, right or wrong, call it what you may. I don't use twine as much as I used to, but I still like to have it, and especially the black and white. This is some Lawn Fawn. I like a good black and white. It gives a nice contrast with the pop of the balloons, ties in nice with the black sentiment, and it's like a nice little side bang, like a little ponytail hanging off the side. Now here's one extra little zhuzh, if you wanna. I think it really makes all the difference. Take a white gel pen and add those little lines on the balloons. Looks like a reflection. Now this is the Sakura 10. It's the boldest one. Highly recommend the number 10. Don't get the fine, get the 10. Nice and bold, gives you a nice bead of white. And yeah, so I make a line and then a little dot. Don't ask me why. It seemed right at the time. I don't know, when I look around, a lot of people do a line and a dot. Seems to work. Some people do 2 dots. You can go crazy with the reflection if you want to. Whatever tickles your fancy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sending you big, colorful balloon hugs today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.